Welcome to today's video. And this video that I'm going to be talking about today is the importance of being alone. Just by first glance, it might seem a little bit weird and why being alone is like important. Because I feel like right now in the current state of the world, it's like a huge loneliness epidemic. I feel like a lot of people are more alone than they've ever been. I feel like some people are surrounded by people and they still feel alone. And this is something that I feel like I kind of experienced to myself. I don't want to necessarily say I'm lonely because I do have family around me, but I'm not somebody who relatively has like friends or like a relationship or anything like that. There's people that I could hang out with, but personally, I feel like I just rather be to myself nowadays. And I feel like there's true power in being alone. For all the people there that are lonely and that are kind of forced to be alone rather than just being alone in general, choosing to be alone, I want you to find importance and strength in it. I know it might sound weird because I do believe humans do need interaction with other humans. Nobody should be alone for a very long time. But I do believe there's a lot of importance and growth that you can get from being alone or just being lonely. Being alone can truly teach an individual a lot about themselves. I feel like when you're surrounded by people, friends, family, strangers, you're so easy to quickly get decepted into like bandwagons, just following the crowd, being manipulated, toxic people. And I'm not saying every single person is bad. There are some good people around there, but you're more susceptible to following the crowd and doing things that are within what your soul is calling you to do. I truly believe sometimes being around people can actually lead to a person's downfall rather than uplifting them to what they truly meant to do in this world. I know it can seem very difficult because there might be nights where you're just by yourself or alone. There's nobody to talk to, no one to call, and you might feel a little bit depressed. That is something I truly understand in an individual. But I feel like in this life, it's very important that you are content with being by yourself. Because when you stop and think about it, you're always by yourself. Whether you have people with you, nobody's inside your head with you. When you do things, it's from your perspective and your experience. Yes, you can talk to someone, you can share your thoughts, your opinions, but they will never truly know your life because it's your life. Think about somebody that you grew up with. Maybe it's a brother, somebody, something like that. Someone who knows your life from the journey it started. Even though they know your life, they didn't live your life. They might have been there to see you grow up, but they weren't living you. They weren't you. So at the end of the day, you're always technically alone and you're always perceiving the world in your own perspective. So I think it's very important as we individuals to learn how to be alone. Learn, be comfortable with it. If you're always somebody who feels the need to be around people, talk to people to uplift you, that's not a good thing because there will be a time where everybody's alone. Whether they're even surrounded by people, you might still feel lonely. And I think it's very important that you learn now rather than later on. I truly believe there's a peace that comes with being alone and there's an understanding of oneself. I relatively was someone who used to go out a lot, hang out with people, do things, do that. But nowadays, past couple years, I've kind of been more to myself. I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't gone out from time to time, but that's truly rarely. Majority of the time, I'm truly with myself or maybe my family, and I'm very grateful. I feel like there's some people who are just by themselves and they don't have anybody. But in that aspect of when I'm just by myself and nobody's around, I use moments like this to learn more about myself because there are things about you that you might not even be aware of. There are things we do subconsciously. There are ways we act subconsciously. You know, when we see people do toxic traits or bad things, to them that's just normal. They don't know they're doing those things, but it's able, since you're outside of their perspective, it's easier for you to notice. So sometimes I feel like being alone gives you that opportunity to step out of your own body, step out of your own shell, to kind of understand some things about yourself. Being alone has taught me that I should value myself more. I should value my time more. I should get closer with like things that truly resonate with my heart and my spirit, you know? And also being alone has gotten me to even be posting more on this channel and wanting to upload and wanting to strive towards a goal and strive towards something. So I feel like being alone can lead to amazing possibilities for oneself. And I feel like a big part of being alone is you want to change your mindset. Don't look at this as a negative thing. Don't look at people who are having fun on social media, hanging out with friends, because that's just one aspect, especially on social media, because you're not seeing the whole story. Even in real life, you might see someone laughing, being happy, but that's not the whole story. You're just seeing an aspect towards themselves. How many times have you seen someone smile in your face, laugh at you, then behind their back, they're talking bad about you? Because you're only seeing that one aspect of things. So, necessarily don't compare yourself to other people who you see are having fun, because they could relatively be far worse than you are. So I think sometimes changing your mindset and your perspective on being alone is a very important thing. Because I truly believe that being alone can lead to a deeper understanding of oneself and just truly connect to source. Connect to whether you're a religious person, maybe bring you closer to God. Make you more of a spiritual person. I feel like for me, being alone has taught me just a lot more about myself, ways to be more independent. It's given me more motivation to do things. And it's kind of separated me from the crowd because I feel like throughout my life, I was easily persuaded by people, whether I even realized it or not. And I feel like I've been around a lot of narcissists and like a lot of demanding people that want you one way rather than another. So I think it's very important to learn to be alone and embrace it rather than run from it, be sad about it. For those people who are lonely and don't really have anybody at all, I feel like at moments like this, you need to find passion and peace. If you're constantly looking for someone for validation, that's just going to make it a lot worse. And I feel like sometimes for the people who are lonely, do you still put it on yourself too? I feel like there's some people that I think it's very important to learn to be alone and embrace it. But I feel like there are also people who feel lonely, but they still don't step out of the outside of their shell to get rid of that loneliness. So sometimes it could be you could be the one bring yourself into that loneliness. And if you're unable to take yourself outside of that loneliness, just learn the importance of it and try to grow from it. But that's kind of it for today's video. I hope this is able to help people understand the importance of being alone and how to embrace loneliness. Because this is something I feel like I've gone through a lot. And as time goes by, to me, it's kind of normal now, and I kind of prefer it. Being alone has taught me a lot about myself, taught me a lot about this world. I don't think it's good for anyone to be alone forever, but I still think there's a lot of importance and growth that can come from it. But that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any opinions or just the importance of being alone or some of your experiences, please just share that in the comment section below. I truly believe somebody can gain from your experience. But thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to keep it real.